Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Wednesday morning. Hope you're looking forward to a good day, as well as obviously it's game day. It's at home to Brentford tonight. I can't tell you the exact time. Apologies off the top of my head. So we'll do a preview probably a little bit later on. We've got some good team news. Got some mixed team news, I'd say, as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But in this video, we'll talk about the loan roundup, as well as an interest in Dominic Solanke. I'll talk about that towards the end. So if you're not interested in loan roundup, you want to skip on, all right? But yeah, talk loan roundup. So we'll talk about all the boys out on those. There's some good, there is some bad though. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And also got some guys making debuts and all that jazz. So plenty to get into. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let's sort of start with, I'm going to start with some good news, I think. Yeah, I'm going to start with some good news. And I'm going to start with two guys that played against each other. And you'll see on the thumbnail, one of them is there. I'm talking Ashley Phillips and Joe Rodon. They played Leeds, Plymouth, 1-1 draw. Both played, Phillips played 85 minutes, Joe played 90, so pretty much the full game. Look, I mean, Phillips was Plymouth's man of the match. Joe wasn't Leeds, but Joe had a very solid game, sort of another sort of like 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Joe's having a fantastic loan spell. Like I say it every single time I do one of these videos, he's having a fantastic loan spell. He really is. And he's playing for one of the bigger clubs in the Championship as well. So look, I think he's going to be probably sold in the summer, but he's going to have a market, and that's the thing. He won't be hard to move. He won't be, if we do want to sell him, he won't be hard to move. We'll be able to move him. For Phillips, look, Plymouth keep raving about him. You know, a lot of them say, I was looking at some of the sort of tweets from like some of the Plymouth Argyle fan pages, and they were saying that we can't believe that we've got a player like this playing for us. So look, he's going to play 90 minutes every week. I'm bloody thrilled about that. You know, his development is going to just skyrocket this next 6 months. And you know, do you know what? It was a shame that we probably didn't see him enough at Spurs, but this education might be enough for him to become our 4th centre-back next year. It's nothing outrageous to say that. You know, maybe we don't go and get another centre-half in. Maybe Ashley Phillips and Dorrington are enough, or you sprinkle in Davey. I don't know. I'm just saying. So yeah, good performances from the two boys. Just on that, by the way, Alfie Devine didn't play. He was cup tied. That was all. That's all, because he played for Port Vale. So don't worry, he's not injured. He's all good. Just cup tied. Let's move on a little bit. Let's get some potential bad news in there. Jed Spence hauled off at half time in Genoa's 2-1 win, but they were 1-0 down at half time. He was playing left wing back, and look, I think if he was doing really well at left wing back, fine, but it's not his natural position. And look, he's only just gone there. It's a whole new culture. It's a whole new language. I don't put a lot of stock into this sort of performance. You know, give it another couple of months. Let's see where we're at. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on Jed and how he's cracking along. I'm going to talk a little bit about Mr. Troy Parrott, Excelsior Rotterdam striker. Struggled last time out. They had a 1-1 draw at home to Utrecht. I'm going to go for. Not a great game for him. Kind of. When you look at some of the stats and you look at like player ratings, it's always like out of 5, and he's like a 2.9. So he's looking at like a 4.5 out of 10, which it's not great. It's not great. He's having a good loan spell. I'm not going to be worried about it. If you don't know, he's scored some good goals. He's now playing a lot more football, which is nice to see. He's having a good loan spell. And in the Eredivisie, let's be honest, the quality of football is there on show that they don't, it's not hoof long, run into the channels. It's a lot of build-up play and things like that. So, yeah, not the end of the world for Mr. Troy. He's doing all right. There's no need to panic about him, all right? Let's talk a little bit about, I'm going to go for Japhet Tanganga, Millwall centre-back. Got his debut in a 1-1 draw against Preston at home. Had a really good game, by the way. Had a really good game. He's one of Millwall's better players that day. Plenty of tackles, defensive work, decent enough with the ball. Millwall's a decent place for him to go on loan to. They have a chance if they get a run together. They could fight for the playoffs. If not, they're sort of mid to upper mid-table. I think it's a good loan spell. I think it's a good place for him to go on loan. And the fact that, if he does do well, the money is there if we do want to cash in on him. And again, that goes all to FFP when he is all obviously an academy player. So there we have that. Right, I'm going to move a little bit over to Sergio Reguilon, just really quickly. This was a really quick one because he only played, I think, it was like 10 minutes for Brentford. He came on against Forest in the 3-2 win, came on and looked his usual self bombing forward. Really, really happy. I was watching the game actually in the pub. Really good game. I said it's going to be one of those that's going to be 0-0, rubbish, or he's going to be a belter. And it was a belter and I was happy because I was enjoying a few Guinnesses and I was watching the game and I was like, this is great. I love watching a game as a neutral and not have anything on it. That it was kind of what, when you think of when he was playing for Spurs and he used to bomb down the wing, didn't really have to worry as much about going back because he had players behind him that could do that, but he could get forward and get involved. He was that kind of usual self. And I think that's, with Tony coming back as well, he's got the opportunity to actually probably rack up a good few assists because of just Tony's ability to win the headers. Obviously won't play tonight because obviously he's playing against us, so he can't play tonight. But yeah, obviously we'll keep an eye on him going forward after tonight. Let's talk a little bit about a couple of youngsters. Let's talk Josh Keeley, Barnet keeper. 2-1 loss at home to Gateshead. Look, he's getting regular minutes down in the football leagues. Can't hate on that. I'm liking his development. I'm liking his education he's getting. We'll obviously, like I always say about all these boys, we'll keep an eye on him. But really happy with so far, really, with his Barnet spell. Yes, maybe it's not been as fruitful in terms of winning, but he's playing, and that's a really good thing for us. And yeah, to finish off with Matthew Craig at Doncaster, 45 minutes in a 5-1 loss at home to Stockport. Not a good outing for him and Doncaster. It's not just him. The whole team didn't play very well, and it's hard to be one really good player when 10 are not playing very well as well. So again, won't put a lot of stock into that. We'll, let's just hope that was a outlier and not a norm, let's talk a little bit around this whole Dominic Solanke situation. So let me give you a profile first. Dominic Solanke, he is the striker, the main man, you would say, at Bournemouth at the moment. He's had a real career renaissance at the moment because he, for a good few years, he really did struggle with, not in the Championship, because in the Championship he was money, but in the Premier League, really did struggle with, actually showing his ability. And actually this season, it does kind of look like he's starting to hit the heights that I think people kind of tipped him to be, So, yeah, it came from the Sun. It said that Tottenham considering a late swoop for Bournemouth striker Dominic Solanke. Sources believe Spurs are ready to try and push through a 50 million plus deal before the window closes on Thursday. Look, I mean, they're not going to want to sell, are they? Let's be frank here. They're not going to want to sell. He is the guy. He's not the main reason they're staying up, but he's one of the big reasons staying up. When we played Bournemouth the other week, how he didn't score 4 or 5 goals. His movement was fantastic. He was getting in all the right positions. I don't know how he didn't score, but this late into the window, when we are talking, about 18 hours or whatever it is. 18 hours. What am I on about? It's a day and a half till the market closes. They're not going to be able to get anyone in to replace him. So I don't see this happening whatsoever. So I thought I'd just throw it in. I don't see it happening. If any deal was going to happen, it'd probably be Conor Gallagher over, in terms of £50 million deals. It'd be him over Solanke. Would I like Solanke? I would. The 50 million plus makes me a bit nervous. It's going to cost 60, 70 million. And he hasn't done enough to warrant that, if you know what I mean. There's no big body of work on this. So I would probably say no. If it continued through the rest of the season, he's, scored 20 goals a season. That's a different story. But I'm not going to base it off, 6 months. It's not, for 60 million, it's not going to be worth it, is it? Let's be honest. But anyway, guys, if you hope you enjoyed, drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section. Your thoughts, feelings about the boys out on loan, good, bad, ugly, whatever. Obviously, Dominic Solanke, thoughts, feelings about that as well. Subscribe if you are new. Hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, in the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.